Okay, good evening. It is Monday, July 9th, and it is 5:58 p.m., and we are opening the meeting. Roll call is Renee O'Donnell, Brian Carlisle, Stanley Skip Smith, and Cindy Grant, and we are all present and accounted for. I'm just going to go right into these warrants, you guys. So, I'm going to read them and I'll make a motion afterwards. So, warrants. AP warrant number 111 for $125.17. AP warrant number 112 for $1,447. AP warrant number 113 for $18,153. PY warrant number 114 for $7,386.52. AP warrant number 115 for $2,189.06. AP warrant number 116 for $5,401.28. AP warrant number 117 for $6,993.77. AP warrant number 118 for $1,823.92. AP warrant number 119 for $798 even. PY warrant number 120 for $10,069.60. PY warrant number 121 for $581.33. And AP warrant number 122 for $22,328.30. I'll make a motion that we accept the warrants as read.
Second.
All in favor? 3-0. All passed. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped over public comment. Are there any public comments? Guys? Okay. I did read the minutes from 5/7, 5/16, and 6/4. Did you guys read the minutes or have any comments?
I read them, I don't have much to say.
They look fine.
Okay. I think that, Cindy, I thought this last one. Oh, no, I thought there was one. Oh, there it is right there. 5/16. Do you have to make mention that we reopened the meeting on May 21st? Because it doesn't make a mention of it here. No, on the minutes it says 5/7, and then minutes from 5/16, and then we recessed, and then we reopened on May 21st, and there was just one item, and then we.
Yep. Does it mention the item, but it doesn't mention the date?
In the minutes it mentions the date, the item, and everything else. It doesn't mention the date in this minutes, in this agenda.
Oh, no, the minutes.
Okay, so you're all set
Yep.
there. Okay. So yes, we make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Second.
Second, all in favor? 3-0, all set. Okay. Fire chief. The fire.
They're running a little behind.
Oh, that's all right. Do you want to talk to Gary for a minute? How are you, Gary?
Good.
Good. How's everything in the library, Gary?
Hurting.
Hurting?
Yeah. We need a big budget increase.
You need a big budget increase? You should
Right now,
you should have put that in from 200 to 225, Gary.
No, we're all set.
Okay. Thank you. Anything from animal control?
I believe you have a set of her reports in your packet.
Oh, okay, right here.
4 pages of it. It does good reporting.
So you read them, Skip?
Yeah. I have never seen any animal control officer we've had around here do this. Yeah, on each and every car.
Oh, good.
For
Yeah, she
each
gives
car.
them to me on individual pieces of paper too. I had to kind of put them on. But I have them in a book. If anybody has any questions, they are right in the book in the office.
Oh, wow. Boy, this is really detailed.
That's what I thought.
Very good.
we went out, I went out and trapped a cat.
Boy, this is really very good. Okay, so are you guys all set with the,
I am all set with
you are with the animal control
report.
report?
This is what I do in the afternoon when it's hot. Read the reports that I'm supposed to.
I didn't see this one, but I'm reading it right this second. Oh, look at that. She got a stray dog home. That's always nice. Somebody's goats are out. Oh, this is really good.
Right from one extreme to the other.
Dog bites, stray cat, goat getting out.
Yeah. Old sick dog.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Brian?
No, I'm fine.
You all set with it?
Yes.
Okay. That's awesome. Do we want to wait for the fire chief?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, well, so we'll just keep going.
Yep.
Town manager, voting.
I have a ballot, we get to vote, for Maine Municipal Association Legislative Policy Committee, somebody that, and there's 2 names on the ballot. Kevin Howell from Carmel is on the ballot.
Okay.
So, if you guys don't mind, I marked him, and, but you guys have to sign the ballot. He goes on and works to get laws in that help towns, and that's what the legislative committee does.
Okay.
You must know him then as well.
I haven't physically met him yet, but I've talked to him several times on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Good, I'm all set with that.
Who's the other one? Oh.
Serena Bemis.
While you're doing that, your meeting in September, the first Monday in September is Labor Day.
Okay,
Do you want to change that now,
yes.
to the next Monday is the 10th in September?
That sounds fine with me.
Or we can do it later in that week.
Let's see. All I have on my calendar is Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah.
So a Monday night meeting on September 10th is fine. How about you?
Yep.
Monday,
It's already
September
in.
10th, okay with you?
Yeah. You just give me the time and date and I'll try to be there.
Okay, all right. So I'll just write that down.
My calendar's pretty free. This is about my only calendar.
And the only other thing I had is I just wanted to remind everybody the public hearing on the cell phone tower is Wednesday night,
Yes.
7 o'clock, if you want to attend.
Okay,
I encourage it.
I'm gonna try to be here.
I will be here.
If I can get here, do you have any objections if it's taped, videotaped?
Not us.
That's all I got.
All right. Okay. We might as well just do cemetery report committee. There's no report, Cindy?
No, haven't heard.
Nothing.
Are they pretty much defunct? No.
Pretty much, I think. Aaron was the spearhead.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah. And she's moved,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
You know, at some point in time, I think we may have to consider having somebody on the payroll that does a lot of these things.
Yeah.
You know, maybe for next year or a couple of years down the line. 'Cause, boy, volunteer stuff just, it's kind of dwindling by the
Yeah,
wayside.
isn't it though? Completely.
And you know, it's awful to let the cemeteries go and some of these other things.
I agree with you. Okay,
Well, next year, let's do something.
right,
Instead of talking about it,
Yes,
let's do something.
okay,
Cemetery's been bugging me for years.
I know they have,
yeah.
rightfully
exactly.
so.
The stones tipped over and all kinds of things. Not really reflects on the town.
Well, maybe we roll into the sexton position, some other duties and
May have to change just the sexton's position to some other,
things.
involve some other
Right,
things.
with a little bit of pay included.
A little bit more pay,
Mhm.
if we can find something like that to go.
I've been wondering if it wouldn't be wise for us to, at some point, maybe in one of these morning meetings, to do some sort of a planning session where we can prioritize some of these things to get them
Well, that's not a
done.
bad idea,
I mean, we keep talking about
because
some of these
they
things.
slip through the
and
cracks.
I
You get
know
on
they
to the
do.
next issue
I
and the
know.
next issue, and they slip
I
through
mean,
the
there are
cracks.
things that have got to be done, and
Right,
if we prioritize it, and knowing full well we can't do it all in 1 year, that perhaps we can
You
at
could
least
pick-
have a time frame.
you could pick away at it though, you could
Yes.
get looking at it,
Yes.
get talking about it, and
Yep.
so. I'm gonna write that down, a planning session, that's a good idea, Brian.
If there's, sorry,
Oh, go ahead.
if there's time, but she's gonna ask for another meeting for us to do the
Mill rate?
mill rate. Maybe we could do it at that time,
Okay.
or at least get started on it.
Okay, make a list,
Yep.
create a
Yeah.
list. Okay, fire department. Hi, fire department,
Hello,
how are you tonight?
I went up to bed. Had a variety of different calls there. We had a house fire, a fire alarm at Dysart's that dumped a bunch of dry chem on the driveway. We had lightning strikes, a couple of, we had one serious motorcycle accident, a car accident, smell of propane. We've been getting fairly good crews, 6, 7 people.
Yeah, that kind of stands
out.
out.
That's good, good.
That's a good consistent number of responding guys.
Yeah.
Practically half a dozen to all your calls now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
But you know, it used to be just one or two,
right,
and
yeah.
you're getting it up there.
So we're starting to get a little stronger that way.
good,
The new SCBA's were ordered, those will be in, actually this week. I did the bottom part of this yesterday, so I just got a call today saying there's gonna be in Wednesday or Thursday, so
okay,
that'll be, we got 2 sets of gear at the end of the last year's budget, the 2018 budget.
okay,
Those will be in 4 to 6 weeks from now. We're still currently at 12 members. I've got 2 applications. I think one guy's coming tomorrow night, so hopefully we'll be
Yeah,
adding
a
him
couple
on.
more.
He's interested in being an EMT as well. I haven't had a chance to catch up with Chris, but that's a prospect for both departments.
okay,
Once I get further on that, we'll let you know. But
Okay.
that one's a pretty good candidate for us.
very good,
We're still picking away. We got a few new people that need some the NIMS training and stuff like that to get us current. So when we do training, the government pays for it and stuff
Right.
like that, like the hazmat, stuff like that. But they're new, so I'm gonna schedule a hazmat operations course. So if things happen like at Dysart's again, that
yeah, that's probably
we're up to
a,
the correct
what, did they have,
level.
a fuel spill down there or something?
No, it was a malicious pull on the pull station
Oh.
out on the island, and they set the fire suppression system off. So, and of course, when you trip the gas one, it trips the diesel one as well. So so it dumped
Stuff
all-
went everywhere.
Yeah, so we got 8 people, and it was quite a mess.
Yeah. So it's-
Did they catch them?
They're working on it.
Yeah.
The camera's got them.
I was gonna say, those pumps all have cameras on them, right?
It was a miner that pulled it, so I'm not sure where that's gonna end up. But it was-
In a big wooden spoon.
It's quite
Yeah.
costly, recharging that system.
Oh, I can imagine.
Oh,
The forestry truck, we had the on the lightning strike, they took it in the woods, I guess, where it was flexing and twisting, and they were off-road where that truck's supposed to be. The tank broke on it. I believe O'Donnell Concrete helped us out with taking the other one off. Actually, it was a crane truck, so I got a hold of the forestry service, and they donated us an aluminum tank to put on it in its place.
nice.
So it's mounted a little
On
different.
on brush truck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't
Nice.
have to pay nothing for that. It was, we were trying to find a plastic tank to put on it,
Right,
a composite one, but they were fairly pricey, and we really didn't want to put money into it.
right.
And they had a couple up there that we could choose from that they let us use, so
Okay.
that got us out of it for just a few bolts and a little bit of welding here and there.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's good.
And I have to say, that's where Dwight and Brent spent their 4th of July, and their families weren't very happy with them.
Yeah.
Wow.
They worked all day in that heat,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, they did. 461's back, we got the roof fixed on that. So the body work's all complete, and that's all sealed up. And should be good, hopefully, so. And the guys been out doing a lot of driver training with the newer guys and stuff, trying to get a few more drivers
Good.
up to standard. So everything's going pretty good, actually.
Good.
Certainly looks like.
Good.
Perfect.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
Also, I guess I didn't get the whole story on this, so Cindy's gonna have to help me out. But I heard through the grapevine, the Forest Service does have a truck that they're taking out of service. And they're talking about donating it, I guess, to us, so.
To us?
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's,
Whether it comes through or not, I just figured you guys give your heads up.
did someone
because-
call you?
No, what happened was when Dwight and Brent went to get the tank,
Mm-hmm.
one of the guys up to Old Town at the forestry station explained to him that they were taking this certain truck sitting there out of service. And Dwight piped right up and said, well, what are you gonna do with it? So they got their name put on it.
Oh, good.
So, but one of the stipulations, if it follows through, will be that if they need it, they'll call us and we'll have to go.
Yeah.
But,
That's not such a bad
that's
thing.
pretty much the deal with any forestry
Yeah.
truck in the state of Maine.
Right.
so, but it'd be a nice,
What is a
Like-
forestry truck? Is it similar to your brush truck or?
it's gonna be a 6x6, just like that's what we
Yeah,
got now.
it's just an all-wheel drive.
Probably newer and a little bit better shape.
No,
perhaps?
not really. It's in better shape because it's
Yeah.
better maintained and stuff,
Right.
but.
I haven't seen it personally, so I'm not sure which one they're talking about. Typically, they're.
Go following through to do all that.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'm about 10 minutes into this conversation so far.
Okay, well, good. Good, that's all good news. Okay, Chris, rescue.
So last month, these numbers are not completely correct. I forgot to log a call on here. So we responded to 16 of 18 dispatch calls last month, which is really a high number for this department,
Right,
and really a great number. Thanks, much credit to my crew for covering 16 of 18. That's 88% of the calls, which is pretty remarkable. We held a regular staff meeting like we normally normally do every month, as well as a training meeting. I sort of elaborated on what the training is, just so you know what we're doing. We talked about this new device called the Zoll Life Vest. Although it's not super new, it's just becoming more prevalent. It's a wearable AED, basically, that people are sent out of the hospital until they're going to get a procedure done.
Oh,
It's just something that responders need to be aware of, so we can know how to interact with the machine as well as the patient who is wearing the machine. So that was very, very informative. We also added a paramedic to our roster this month. Chuck McMahon joined up, or last month, it's been the report for June. Although he's a paramedic, we can only practice the level of basic or EMT because we're not a paramedic licensed service. But we're glad to have another person on the team to assist in covering calls, and he has been responding to calls, which is great. So if you see him, I don't know if you guys know Chuck McMahon.
Yeah.
big guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So just welcome aboard, thank you, or whatever. So I also want to demonstrate this new tool that we've been trying out for the last 6 weeks. It's going to be in the bag, I'll take it on in just a moment. It's called the Binder Lift. It's a device that basically puts handles on people. So one of the quite frequent calls for service that we get are require us to lift people, and people don't always fall in the most gracious areas for us to do. A lot of times between a door and a wall, or a toilet and a tub, and there's different varying methods that we would use to pick those poor people up. Not necessarily what's best practices now that a device like this is available. So what it is it's a vinyl wrap that goes around a person, and I'll don it here in just a moment. It basically adds handles to people. We were going to demonstrate it, but the crew is out just cleaning up the fire they were on, so they're not here.
Want me to tip the wheelchair over?
Yeah, well,
You pick me up?
you could.
I know how to tip this over pretty easy.
So basically what it is it adds, this is the bariatric size. So this would go around somebody, and you strap them in, and it gives them all these handles. So typically how we would pick somebody up is if using the best potential lifting technique we could. Sometimes it's not that great because of the rudimentary tools that we have to use. You know, we sort of haul on them, or, you know, however gracefully we could, use a sheet, or, you know, what have you. And those aren't really that secure. You know, we would do the best with what we could do.
Right.
Whereas this straps onto the person around the middle, as well as up in between their legs. So there's a lot of security here. So this is this goes up under their arms. This is padded here so to provide comfort to the patient. And then all these handles. So when you're doing a sheet lift or lifting person, people with just your hands, you're limited to areas on a person you can grab. There's only so many belt loops, things like that. Whereas this, I'm getting 12 handles here. If we had a very large person, we might be needing more than 2 people to try to lift.
Right.
Whereas we're really limited with the sheet method or pulling on somebody. This really allows us to bring in more help and everybody get a good grasp on the patient. Providing better patient safety as well as really responder safety to allow for better maneuvering, better lifts and things like that, which cuts down on potential risk for back injuries and expensive workers' comp claims. So in the packet, I provided some of the literature that the company sent to me. I can tell you we did use this on 2 to 4 calls, not absolutely certain. At least definitely 2. Probably could have been used on more, but we don't have obviously, as you guys know, we're waiting for our vehicle to arrive, so it's just been in people's vehicle. And if they're available to go, they respond with it. If not, you know, they don't.
If somebody, oops, I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
If somebody's on the floor, how do you get that around them?
So, you know, first probably what we would do is, so backing up just a second, this wouldn't be used for anybody who has a concern for a spinal injury or anything like that. Because we can't manipulate a person all over the place if that's the situation. So if somebody was on the floor, we'd move them forward as much as we could to try to wrap this around. But it lays generally pretty thick. So I only need a very little bit of space to get it under them.
So you'd really have to pull them out of the confined
Not
space
necessarily
that they're...
all the way out. So if I was seated here, and I would only really need to be moved just a little bit forward to be able to get this around, strapped, and then up and under my legs.
But I was just thinking of using an example of somebody between a flush and a tub or something like that.
We
It
would just have to
seems
make
like it would be very difficult to...
Yeah, it's difficult in and of itself. Let me get up off the floor here.
Yeah.
But I really think this is going to be a pretty big asset for our department. And you know, when on the calls we did use it, the crews really did report back that they found it very beneficial. So it comes in two sizes. This one for the bariatric population, and then there's a standard size for the non-bariatric population. This size only goes down to within 4 inches of this size. So to a certain point, this would no longer work for a smaller person. So that's why you really need two. And it's made out of vinyl. So it's all, you know, it's all sealed and it's easy to decontaminate,
Right.
which is quite often a concern.
Yeah.
You know, well, it's always a concern when we're on calls, but sometimes, you know, that certain bodily functions or fluids present themselves in a way we want to be able to make sure that when I use this on patient A, patient B isn't carried through to the same thing.
Yeah.
So the cost for both of these items. Actually, I want to back up real quick. So the amount of times we've used this has only been in the last 6 weeks. So we're going to use it a lot more than that. This was just a demo set that they gave us. So the cost for the product delivered would be $1,670.90. It's got an expected lifetime of 10 years, but probably in our service, we're not running, 10 calls a day. It'd be longer than that.
Is this in your current budget? I mean, you're all set, you've moved on to the next budget?
Correct, that's right.
Okay. Where are you taking it from in your current budget?
It would be coming out of the rescue equipment fund.
Okay. And do they have anybody, like, what do I want to say? There's like an authorized dealer or somebody that would repair them?
I don't know about that, but I can certainly look into it.
All right.
Yeah.
I imagine they're under a warranty for a certain amount of time.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think with the nature of the material, the work, the variations of, it's a 2-year full warranty, which seems short, but it's an across the board type thing for this department versus like the city of Bangor or city of Los Angeles.
Okay.
Is it?
Go ahead.
Is this something that would be shared between towns? Can you share it with?
I mean, other towns could call us for it. Yeah.
Right. Is it that type of a piece of equipment that would?
Yeah, it definitely could be. I could have envisioned Dixmont, when if you were to approve it tonight, we would make an order and maybe have mutual aid departments come over and just see this new piece of equipment we have to offer it that service to them. Because a lot of communities are really dealing with the need for lifts, and right now it's kind of, barbarian, just do what you can, whereas this is going to really provide the opportunity to provide better lifting for both the responder and, their health and lifting and saving their backs and things like that, as well as providing comfort to the patient.
Do you have any comment? Do you have any questions, Skip? Do you like it, not like it? What do you guys
I
think?
can see the use of it.
You can, okay.
I guess it's in this budget. If we want to start spending it day one, then go for it.
Well, that's what, you gotta decide, prioritize your equipment, what you think you're gonna have to outfit
Right.
your vehicle with. And
Yeah,
I was kind of excited to hear and hoping maybe if there's an update, you could speak to it about Carmel and their interaction with the
Yeah.
Capitol and
So, yeah, my understanding is it's going to start August 1st, that they'll be, when they have a crew during the day, Monday through Thursday, that they will be responding to our town.
so let's,
And then Capital will still be
Turns
responding
into a
to
paramedic on the 1st of August, so that's.
so let's do the whole scenario. As of August 1st, Capital Ambulance is gonna put a person at the Carmel, rescue fire station
for 40 hours a week.
for 40 hours a week to respond to calls in this area during the day. And that person, you said, is going to be an EMT or a paramedic? Paramedic. So that's even better. And so that we'll have coverage during the day, and our volunteer people will be nights and weekends. Nights and weekends and stuff like that. Is
Yeah.
that a correct summation?
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll still be responding to calls during the day.
Right.
If there's somebody, Newburgh Rescue will still respond if there's a crew available,
Okay.
just like it is now. It's
Okay.
just going to be a different ambulance that's closer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Going to be responding.
that's nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Well, that's good news for everybody.
Yeah. And it's not going to change anything else. We're
Okay.
still going to receive our reimbursement. Carmel's ambulance is still going to provide the equipment that we use and in exchange like we do with Capital.
Okay. Okay.
So do you coordinate with folks like that on equipment, knowing what they have, what you might borrow of theirs as opposed to buying something like this that they won't have, that maybe they have a use for? You know what I mean?
So like to share the cost?
Yeah, not share the cost, share the equipment. For example, if they needed that, they'd call you,
Yeah.
right? So if there's an item that they have, you would call them that you need, correct?
Yep.
I guess what I'm getting at, is there a way not to duplicate stuff like that some of the department...
Carmel doesn't have this. I don't think anybody in this area has this device. Except for Corinth. I know Corinth has it, but that's obviously very far from it.
I've never seen one locally. On any ambulance or anything
Right.
that I've been hauled off in.
I suspect that you must be faced with pretty much the same regulations as hospitals, doctors' offices on the lifting, that I know there's a lot of requirements of do's and don'ts on
Yeah.
lifting, and I suspect they're gonna go after you guys next if they haven't already,
Right.
being like OSHA or somebody
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have already trained on this, so there's going to be training involved. We'll have record of that. But this is another one of those devices or pieces of equipment that are sort of dual purpose. It helps us practically, but it also provides.
Well, to my eyes, it limits the liability a little bit of
Right.
your job.
Right.
I mean, people get hurt lifting.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
And I'm not saying that if you authorize this purchase tonight, somebody's not going to get hurt.
Right. No, I
That doesn't
understand that.
eliminate that, but this is just mitigating that,
Right.
providing tools to, lessen that liability.
Possibility, yeah.
Yeah.
Produces risk of breaking an arm or something, an older
Right.
person that's
Right,
pretty frail and doesn't
right.
have much meat on the bones to lift on.
I don't have any problems with it, with approving it. You have any problems? No, you all set?
Yep.
Do we want a motion for this?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase of the binder lift, for both standard and bariatric sizes in the amount of $1,617.90 for the rescue department.
Second.
Okay, second, all in favor? That's 3-0 right there.
Any update on when you're gonna see your vehicle?
Yes, so the vehicle will be supposedly going to be delivered the second week of August.
Oh,
Second
wow,
of August,
nice.
yeah. So I'm working with the vendors on finalizing the design of the command, the cabinet in the back of the unit. We want to, I'm sending them, going through my required list of equipment, and then I'm sending the exact specifications to them so they can make sure that everything's going to fit. And as I previously stated, it's going, everything that we've accounted for is going to fit. We're just making sure it's going to fit in the most functional place within the cabinet.
Think it will be ready by, and would you be participating in the Children's Day Parade?
It wouldn't be ready for, what is that, the third week in August?
I'm not sure, probably third
I
weekend.
mean, I don't think it'd be ready for that.
No.
It'd be nice if it was, but it's probably going to be 6 weeks after that before, between the coordination of the install of the lights, the radio, lettering, those sorts of things.
Okay.
And then last month we finalized design for our, between Chief Shaw and I, for our recruitment campaign, and we'll be putting up this billboard most likely at the intersection of Route 9 and 69, and we have another banner that we'll most likely putting on the fire station. So we do have EMT classes starting in September that we're really hoping that we can get some interested parties to join up and want to participate in. We
Okay.
have the money to do it. We just need the people who want to do it.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much. You guys have anything else for these guys? All right. How about roads?
I just have, they did the mowing on the sides of the roads.
Yes, I saw that.
This is our annual road report to the state for our road assistance money that we get.
Okay.
And we have to tell them what we do with the money. And what I documented is that we paid a payment on the loan, which is allowed.
Okay.
So if you want to, right here on the top, I need signatures.
Okay. Alrighty.
Could I look back at real quick?
Sure.
No.
I was just wondering if, for next meeting, if we could just have an update on the, I'm bringing it up now because we're actually going to another meeting on the other side of the building. Where the fire station information from the fire marshal's office stands, and getting the information as to what the requirements would be.
Oh, for a fire station.
Yeah, for the next meeting.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys.
All
Have a
right.
good night.
Thank you.
See you later, guys.
Okay, so how about, we're just signing this.
Put the date in there.
I sure will. How about the appeals board?
Okay, I gave you a list. I do need to make a change because Terry Whitcomb called me back and said he would be okay with it if he's needed.
Okay, so that's a yes.
So these are, I called, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Buddy said yes too. So there's 7 that are okay with He said he would. If somebody else wanted to do it, he would. I think we only need 5 members.
Okay.
So if you want to approve this list, 2 of them want to be like alternates.
Okay,
So, if you want to approve the list, if it's needed, we'll have them, I'll get them appointed, sworn in before they're needed.
okay.
Is Jim Kohler still a resident?
Yep, yep.
Does any of them have a legal background?
Hey, what?
Legal background?
Nope, these are all ones that are were either on it or, we got Terry Whitcomb, Mike Burns, Jim Corliss, Richie Bartlett, Buddy Belcher, Tracy Martin, and Nicole Robinson. So, but we have Ed that can advise.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, Ed, and lately the MMA
MMA.
legal team
Yeah.
added a new member. He's been really good to work with.
Oh, good, good. I
They've
was,
been really responsive.
anything that, you need, just speak up and,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we'll get you taken
I
care
know
of.
I wasn't on, because you didn't know I was coming. Because
Oh.
a quick report came on.
That's all right, yeah.
Yeah.
You, I'll take a
I'll
quick
look at
report.
Yeah, so as you know, we have public hearing on the 11th, where we continue to meet on the application for the cell phone tower. Verizon, through their general counsel, will be here to follow through with some questions, do the rest of their presentation, hopefully.
Okay,
We'll see. If the board feels like all the questions have been answered and so forth, then we'll probably move forward with a vote. But if not, then we'll reschedule that for the next meeting. We are also having some issues with Dysarts. They're not in compliant with their land use application.
yeah,
It's out the back.
Sorry to interrupt you.
oh, that's
So, with their engineer, working with them, at request and through Sydney, and we requested that they need to update their, bring forth to the planning board their changes that they've made
okay,
without planning board approval that they should have done in advance.
okay,
So once we figure out when our next meeting is after the 11th, this is going to be pretty much their deadline to submit to us their changes, and hopefully we'll vote on those. If not, then my recommendation will be to start fining them for being non-compliant
okay.
with their land use ordinance. So we're very excited and happy that they're doing great, but at the same time they've decided to do some stuff that wasn't approved and
Okay.
I mean, they're drastic changes. I mean, there's some
Okay.
serious changes that were not approved by the planning board that they did without approval.
Okay,
So, but other than that, we've had a real busy year so far. So
Yes,
it's
we
been
have.
good. So, and now that land use is done, we're gonna start tackling shoreline, because that is not in compliant with the state.
right.
So that's the
Right.
next one. Hopefully that one will go a little bit quicker on this one.
And, you know, the state, and correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they promote that change to begin with?
Yeah.
And
they
now
did.
they've changed their mind and going back
they've
the
come
other way.
back and
Yeah,
probably will change it, and the new governor will come in
right.
and change it again.
so,
So,
yeah,
it is what it is. But at least this time they actually provided us with a format where we can kind of, I don't know, it's like one of those pick your course books where you can you go and you fill out oh, I want this one or this one,
Okay.
and you just plug it in and you kind of work your way down through it.
well,
So hopefully it'll
that's
be-
helpful.
Yeah,
That's
we still
helpful.
got a lot of work to do on it, but hopefully it'll be a little bit easier. So.
Okay.
Do you plan on doing anything with marijuana cultivation? Any requirements for?
Yes, we've been really waiting on what the state
Right.
law has done. We did in the new land use ordinance address commercial sized greenhouses.
Mm-hmm.
We did put some restrictions on that. They're only allowed in residential and commercial districts and not in the rural districts.
Okay,
So that was our first step to kind of address that, but then we're kind of waiting a little bit more guidance on where the state stands on that.
Right.
We're kind of in the boat like you guys were,
Yeah,
just
And
keep
they've been,
keep waiting and
yeah.
keep waiting, you know, when do you finally make a decision
Right.
and stuff, so. There certainly is, they're starting to grow, I'm certainly, and, I know, you know, I've done a little research, and if anybody does any research, these people are making some serious money out west in Colorado, so
Yes.
it will be coming down the road eventually.
right, it's not gonna go away, that's what I keep
Exactly.
telling people.
I just
It's
hope
not a fad.
I just hope that we have our ducks in a row so that we
I
can
know.
control
Right.
things.
Yeah.
That, one thing I learned from my son, that apparently Auburn has facilities down there that are already working, and one thing that we need to consider is the smell.
Yeah.
Right.
And apparently it does generate some odor, and you know, what do you do about neighbors who have that odor and they don't care for it? And
Yeah,
Well, and that's where the good neighborly performances come in, and they would have to, I mean, there is a.
We've already
order.
had that complaint.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
really?
The
yeah.
thing is you can regulate it on a large basis, but you can't regulate it on a small one.
No.
Or a personal basis, you
Yeah.
can't do it, and that's where this one's coming from.
right,
And the thing is right now, it's what, 3 plants, or 6 right now,
Yeah.
per person, per
Per person.
household?
Yeah.
yes,
It's going to 3, I guess.
Yeah.
But still, we've had that,
Medical marijuana, you can have 6.
yeah,
Recreational marijuana is gonna go to 3.
3. So, and we have established medical marijuana ones which are done through the state. We don't
Yeah,
regulate them hardly at all.
right. They're handled by the state, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So,
It's the commercial, we're trying to
Right,
regulate the commercial.
so we're definitely, I mean, the land use ordinance is, like I said, it's a lot better than what we had, but it's far from complete,
right.
so.
Well, at least we've got a baseline, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, we've got the land use ordinance, we've got that little minimum marijuana ordinance that we kind of pulled together and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
put on the books for,
But I certainly, once we get a little bit more clarification and guidance from the state, I certainly think that should be top priority for
Yeah.
us to get something in place. a little
and
bit
one of the
more.
biggest problems is the state has just now started to get their act together
Yeah,
on it,
they
so,
keep hunting it, yeah.
yeah,
So I just worry we put something in place and we won't be in compliance and,
right,
you know, and we'll have to make some modifications.
right, we
I
could,
suppose if they keep dragging our feet, then maybe we should be preemptive.
yeah,
But,
Yeah.
yeah, so not on wood at this time. We haven't seen anything, but we could always put a moratorium in place to give us 6 months if we had to.
yeah, that's true,
So,
that's true.
And you can do that after the application has been turned
I was
in.
gonna say, that was gonna be my next question.
So
Do you have to do it before or after? So
you can do it after. if
so
you
if
don't
somebody
have
came
anything
with a
on the books.
plan for a big commercial facility, you could say, hold the phone just a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah,
We
you
wanna
could
put a
say
moratorium
in
on
place
so that,
and you have 6 months.
and you have 6 months, okay.
So
All right. Well, that's good to know.
yeah.
That's very good to know, actually. All right, anything else?
That's
Ryan?
it for me.
All
Thank you.
right. No, that's good. So, yes, I'm comfortable with this list. It's all good.
Okay, you wanna make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we, approve the list of volunteers for the Planning Board of Appeals, members.
second,
All in favor? 3-0. Oh, I don't like this one. I never like this one. The mill rate.
Okay, so this is generally the area where we discussed earlier, the 17, I think I had 1710. If you look at the bottom of the page that I gave you, it shows a $27,620 overlay.
Mm-hmm.
I did do a couple other scenarios to lower the overlay, which would lower the mill rate. I didn't know if that was an option, if you wanted to be bothered. I do have here 2016, I don't have 2017. But in 2016, our overlay was 16,000. In 2015, it was 60,000.
Yeah,
And
last
Can you
one
say
was-
this, can you say that again?
in 2016, our overlay was $16,251.
Okay,
Last year it was 24
Yeah,
or
I was gonna
26,
say
I can't
24.
remember. The year before, in the 2015, our overlay was 60,000, almost 61. And in 2014, our overlay was 63, almost 64,000. So we calculated this to keep the overlay roughly right where it was last year.
okay.
I did do 2 other scenarios, which one lowers the overlay down to 17,611, which puts the mill rate at 16.9.
$17,611?
Yep. And I went even lower as to put, if we go to a 16.8 mill rate, it puts the overlay at $7,600. But this one here is roughly, the one I gave you, is roughly where we were last year,
Okay.
with a mill rate of 17.
On the second page, at the bottom of the page, you have 2017, 1570. That was last year's mill rate? Is that what
Last
it is?
year's mill rate.
Okay. 1570 to 17 is quite a jump, though.
Yep. You figure $1, that's the school budget. 90.
It's going to happen sometime. We can't keep doing this
I know.
and then not jump the taxes eventually. I hate to, but the truth is we're nickel and diming ourselves right now on the budget.
Isn't that the
Out of
truth?
our, over our surplus, everything. And we don't raise the taxes, pretty soon we're gonna be
Yeah.
really scrounged.
Your
And
thoughts?
even at 17, that's a really low mill rate.
Yeah, it is.
Did you get,
But when, she did a sheet of surrounding towns of mill rates.
yeah, that's what I was just gonna
around,
ask.
and we were just about right in the middle.
We were?
Yes.
Okay. But, you know, he skips right. I mean, when they do the budget, we're cutting 100 here, 200 there to make
That
it
all
all,
adds up.
yeah, make it all go around, but poor Gary's down to 200.
And I don't believe you should be.
I don't think it should
I
be
know.
that.
So
But-
you won't even tell me my budget, so.
Some things are best not known.
Yeah.
Tracy, you saved us what, how much on eliminating a telephone?
I think it was like $700.
Yeah.
Yeah.
660.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it sounds like you can't find people to volunteer, you're gonna have to start paying people.
We are
exactly.
gonna have to.
Exactly, you can't find people to volunteer.
And those that volunteer are the same people.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is true.
Well, I wouldn't want somebody doing it just for the money.
No.
It's for the love of the books, right, Gary? Yeah, I agree.
But if you have to start paying a lawn care company,
That's right,
do
Ed.
more work, that's
Yeah.
not cheap.
Nope.
No,
And
no,
at some point, you'll offset it, but, you know, if you take on an employee,
yeah,
then you're gonna have equipment.
right. So are you guys all set with the scenario in front of us, the overlay of 27,000? And the mill rate of 17?
Last time, the bulk of the overlay was used in the excess charge of the, on the culvert, the fish thing, right? Fish well. Other than that, we used very
You
little.
will use your overlay every year, no matter how much money you
Something
put in
comes up,
there.
because you have
for
no
something.
slush fund.
Yeah.
Right.
Most boards have a miscellaneous emergency fund or something. This is yours. So if something comes up,
And that's why Buddy and Scott, and we always had it up $50,000, $60,000.
Right.
Because whatever came up, you could take it out of that,
right,
pay it,
right.
be easy covered. If we didn't use it, it went back into surplus.
You take one storm
Yeah, one bad storm.
in the spring,
Yeah.
take out a road, you're talking.
Oh, you're talking a lot more than-
40 grand to fix it.
You're talking a lot more than 27,000,
Right.
just so you
So-
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I understand that. So,
Plus, if we have folks coming after us on culverts now, that's gonna go
Yeah.
quick.
yeah,
because we didn't budget for that.
No,
yeah. Okay,
I guess we talked ourselves into it, right?
okay. Would you like a motion?
Yes, and if you would, if we can recess this meeting
Yeah,
and set another one like a week out.
okay.
Early morning's fine, but I'll get Jackie back and we'll do the paperwork so you guys can sign
Okay.
and we can do tax bills.
Okay, quick question. On page 2, you have 10,54847 plus, of overlay plus 17,409 for 27,957.
Because the form, the top one is one I got from Maine Revenue Services. This bottom one is the one Jackie does on Trio.
Okay.
And they don't have the right percentage for the homestead in there yet.
Okay, so which is the correct? Are
The
we-
front one.
The front one, the 27,627, okay, all right. So,
Tell me again, using the 27,620, what the mill rate would be?
The what?
Mill rate?
On the 27,620?
Yeah.
It's right in the middle column, Brian. See it say .0170?
Oh, okay.
17.
Yeah.
17.
Okay, so, do you want me to cover both of those items? The amount of the overlay and the setting the mill rate?
No, just the mill rate.
Okay. So I make a motion to set the mill rate at .017 or $17 per 100. Is that correct?
1,000.
Per 1,000, excuse me. Wow, that would be a lot, Renee, sorry. Per 1,000. I need a second?
Oh, second.
Second? All in favor? 3-0.
Wow.
Adopt policies for New Year. You want
Okay,
to...
so every year we have to do, I made you that policy book a couple of years ago.
Right?
Does everybody still have that, or should I make new ones?
I don't know of any policy that should change out of what we've already done.
No, I've got
Just
mine. I'm
whatever.
sure it's...
If you want to just look them over, and then next, I'll just table
Okay.
this, and you can look them over and just see if there's something.
I don't mind voting on it right now. Unless you guys want to.
Okay.
No.
Are you comfortable
Yeah, I
with
mean, I
it?
don't know of anything that we should change.
We went right through, we went through
spent
them
a
all
lot of
last
work
year.
last-
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I haven't read it since last year, but
Nothing's changed.
nothing's really changed. So, okay.
You can read it again, but probably gonna say the same thing.
I will make a motion that we adopt the policies for the new year.
Second.
Second, all in favor? 3-0. Yeah, we went round and round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We did that quite a bit last year.
I don't wanna get that involved again.
Okay.
Spend all the project this
Yeah,
year.
exactly. Salt bid.
I just wanted to bring your attention, we submitted our county bid. They awarded New England Salt, again, I believe is the same one we've been
Yes. Yeah.
at $51.07 a ton.
Okay. Okay. Forestry management plan tabled, he has not gotten
He
it.
hasn't got back to me yet.
Okay. And then we have an abatement.
Yes, we have an abatement. It's actually for somehow a piece of property that's in the town of Newburgh's name got put in and got billed. So.
To this person, Jamie Pizzez.
It was hers, it's tax acquired now.
Oh, okay.
Has been, but it got billed again, so, we did an abatement to get it off
Get it out of the system.
collection, yes.
Okay.
So,
So we sign on the back.
yep. and she has taken it off, so we'll feel an issue.
Right on the top line, right above me, Skip. It's hard to see. Okay, so before we leave, do you want to set the next meeting?
Yes. Just to recess this one.
Do, 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 do. When do you want it next week, Cindy?
Yeah, I'm
Or-
gonna call Jackie and get her to come over
Okay.
and we'll do it, but
Okay. Wednesday, Thursday, you guys?
Wednesday's best for me.
Wednesday's best for you?
on the
Wednesday's okay with you?
Sure, yep.
Okay.
The 18th?
Wednesday,
Yeah.
the 18th.
7:30?
Yep.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday at 7:30 a.m.
Want a reminder?
You want to do you want him to remind you?
He called me one
I
night.
want a
I had to
reminder.
get him out of his jammies.
You have to get him out of his jammies.
July 18th.
I'll be right up to
7:30.
get you. I said, what? Come get me for what? We got a meeting tonight, don't you know? Well, I guess I didn't.
So 7:30 a.m., right?
July 18th?
Yes. 7:30 a.m.
So we'll
Right.
take a quick few minutes and do priorities. Think through priorities at that same meeting.
Yeah, if you want to, take a few minutes and maybe come up with a list of
Yep.
things that we want to address over the course of next year.
Yeah.
And I don't really remember anything nowadays, so you have at it.
Okay.
So we want to recess, right,
Yep.
Cindy? Okay, is everybody, any other comments, Cindy, or you guys, or you guys? Okay. I'm going to make a motion that we recess the meeting. It is 7 p.m. on Monday, July 9th.
Second.
Second, all in favor? 3-0, we are recessed.